Howdy everybody, it's Brian, Indiana Creek Gold. We are going to go through those cons from that dredge run we made the other day. Little brother Vendetta and another viewer, subscriber, mentioned some riffles that was going on across the creek from our staging area down over the hill. That ought to check that out. And lo and behold, went over there. I thought it was just slabs of bedrock that had been pushed down off the clay that's upstream. But the floods had uncovered a crack there in the bedrock, and we ran it. That guys had some eyes for that. I talked to Mike about it, several times, and let him know when I ran down there. But we know that there was a nice flake. Hopefully it's not still stuck in the mat. We've seen it on the last video. Hopefully it made it in the bucket. We did a handful of cons. I've sat and picked this stuff out of the bucket, just sitting around messing around. Sinkers, mostly 22 bullets. There's a bunch of shot. You guys seen that last video, but we're going to wet classify this stuff down and look for that big flake mainly. There might be hopefully another piece or two that's bigger than our kitchen strainer, but get all the lead separated is another thing we need to do. So we're just going to do a little bit of time so we can pick through it, get the lead out. So that's going to take a little bit. And we're going to talk about another channel. And old boy did a pay dirt review on some stuff of mine. It came off of eBay. And yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's start getting this stuff classified, I guess. Like I said, we're just going to do a little scoop at a time. I need to make a little more room up here, but yeah, we'll be all right. There's a bunch of lead in that hole that we cleaned out down there, a bunch. So yeah, okay, we need to get that stuff picked out and separated as much as we can. So shiny. Lots of garnet sands in there. There's got to be tons of garnet sands. You see that stuff's really dark. So let me get this stuff classified some, and I need to get situated a little bit better up here, and we shall return. Alright, I picked out a bunch of shot out of here, several pieces of metal you can still see that are still wet. I still got to get something better figured out here, but since how we have this pan full of material, I did not see that big flake in here, which would be really random of all the big flakes in that bucket that we got the first time anyway. But there's obviously more metal and lead in there. So I'm trying to get most of that stuff picked out. Yep. Quite a bit of lead in there still. More metal. I'm going to do a little more separating. Alright, we have returned. I picked a bunch more stuff out of there. Like I said, we're going to have to figure out a different technique for this. Bigger pan. Something like that. Neighbors outside. At least he's not on his tractor. No chunkers. Chunkers. Alright. There's the rocks we need to get tumbling again. Let's do a smaller scoop. Maybe we'll go faster. Metal. I'm sure I've got a little giant magnet around here somewhere. I just about guarantee. Look at this, folks. There's more shot in there than there is rocks. Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, I mean, it's just. I think these are large pieces of jasper. Possible diamonds right there. And amongst the shot. Save those. You gotta test those. I mean, a lot of them, you ain't gonna be able to tell the difference between a diamond or a piece of quartz. But we chuck them in a vial. But that one right there looks pretty suspect, pretty milky. No, well, it might be quartz. Got a couple possible sapphires in the vial. But there are gems in it. Yeah, there's a nice garnet right there. Another piece of that, I think, jasper there. Another nice rounded off garnet. Another really nice rounded off smooth garnet. And yeah, that's see how smooth and pretty almost perfectly round that garnet is. That's another thing we need to discuss. Several red flags about our pay dirt channel we're going to discuss. Yeah, the groovy gold prospector. Don't think that there's such thing that to get a smooth, nice garnet, it has to be tumbled. Yeah, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's pick some of this stuff out of here and we'll be back. All right, we're down to where we can see if there is any gold. Still doesn't see that big chunker. No shot in there. Alright, I'm just going to pick through this stuff. Let me get it cleaned up and we'll be back and pan it. I'll just, yeah, we'll be back. Alright, we are back. It is the next day. We are at show and tell portion of our video here, I guess. These I picked and I panned and separated all evening, afternoon, off and on. This is what we picked out of there. Here is all this came from that one dredge run, cleaning that crack in the bedrock out, that Vendetta, and somebody else mentioned on a video on a premiere, floods had opened this area up and broke a lot of loose bedrock up across, exposing a crack all the way across the creek. So we picked a spot and we ran for a couple hours down there the other day. So these are the Indiana gems that I picked out, and some pieces of quartz and stuff. But we can have a look-see at this stuff. Yes, there are plenty of gems in Indiana. Diamonds, sapphires, garnets. I've heard there's rubies, all kinds of quartz, and other fun stuff. Jasper, plenty of jasper. I guess that's not a gem, but I said this from all from that one hole. Pretty shiny garnets. And that's the shiny part of that. Other shiny part right there, we found our chunker. This is what was laying next to me. This is the metal that we picked out from that run. And there's a bunch more in there, because every time I was picking this stuff out, I was getting little pieces stuck to my tweezers that have become magnetized over the years. Yeah, not bad for a backyard. A couple hours, you get back down there. But yeah, lots of metal in there. Like I said, in that our one little chunker flake that we found. It's got a little bit of texture to it, and really flat, thin. But it was like next to the last scoop. And there might be another piece of gold there. But I was wondering that, like I said, 'cause I had a heck of a time, if you guys watched that last video, getting that thing up out of the mat to have a look at it. So I was afraid it was still stuck in the mat. But Indiana flake, pretty. It's the nicest piece I think we found on there this year so far. Of course, we haven't ran a whole lot yet. But this was our plus kitchen strainer that we went through. I'm sure there's still some stuff in there. Oh. Here we go. And I'll try to grab a set of my scales, and at the end of this video maybe we'll post up how much we got as far as lead wise anyway. But cleaning up the environment, lots of lead out of that section of that crack that we've cleaned out. Sinkers, lots of bullets, anywhere from 22 to I think about 25 to about 32 maybe. And yeah, there's the garnet hiding in there. I had lots of 22s, lots of shot. A lot of people have been hunting the shotguns in Indiana for a long time. That just piles up. Old school sinker right there. Yep, but comments is there. But, pretty good pile. On these hex pans ain't small. So about 9 inches across there. But yeah, we got that out of there. There's been several bridges tore down, like right just upstream. I mean, almost right where we were at over the years. So, and then we've got this material right here to go through. So let's get set up and we'll pan through this stuff. I'll see you back here shortly. All right, we are back. I apologize for the central air running a little loud. We're going to do a little bit more show and tell. We found the treasures, or showed the treasures that we found in our dredge run. But this is some other stuff, since we're all here and chatting. Y'all send some prayers out to our brother Rob out in Colorado, Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting. Operation Four Paws, go check it out. If you want to donate, help any cause, if it supports veterans, supports one of our brothers in the community, and a great cause. They board animals for military families and folks that are deployed. Last time we were talking, or last week or so, I think he just got a cat from, and I don't remember if I think it might have been a sailor that was getting deployed. But if you got a critter and you're shipping out, or your family's moving, or whatever, and they will help you out. And in the community out there, Rob is always doing stuff, festivals, and sharing the word of our community, educating. He's part of the mountain rescue out there, but for the last year or two, he's been fighting his problems with his back, and just had surgery. So pray for him. Anybody that's had any kind of surgery, recovery's rough. And back, neck, spine surgery, stuff like that. It's a little rougher, as far as rehabbing and stuff like that. Speaking from somebody that has a shit ton of titanium in their neck from when I broke my neck. So, yeah, just throw some prayers and support. Operation Four Paws. Good guy. Good thing to support. Awesome member of the community. But show and tell here. We've been messing with the epoxy resins, or the resin stuff. I'm gonna hopefully build that to like some tables and stuff. But Megan messed around doing some stuff and asked me for some stickers, and that was sort of a faux pas. She was sort of experimenting on that and doing it outside. It's UV resin. Before she could get that spread out the way she wanted it, it's set up. So this whole thing was a trial and error thing, but I think it turned out pretty damn cool. What do you think, Will, brother? Dad of prospecting. We're going to do a few more things. I got a Ron F one going to do something with coaster, and we shall give a big shout out to Mr. Minix. We did some trading on some pay dirt, those XL bags. It's just that material down there. There's got all that real fine gold in it, and he sent me some constitutional, so to do some trading for the pay dirt bag. Look at that, 1939. That is an awesome piece of constitutional. right there. That would be what, a walking Liberty, right? I'm not an expert. The 64D and some Mercs and some Roosevelts. So Ron Effie wanted them Mercs off of me. So while we're doing this, and we're not going to put it in the description or anything like that, but if you happen to comment on this video and put hashtag Mr. Minix, go on over and subscribe to his channel, and we'll pick somebody here next week. You know, next time, you know, the next Tuesday comes around, you know, this is July 2nd, so you know, week after that, whatever, we'll give this away on that video. So hashtag Mr. Minix, we'll give this away and ship it off to somebody. How about that? Darn it. But yeah, I guess we're ready to pan some pay dirt. I think everything is set up and ready. Let me check, see what time it is, and go see if Mom needs anything, and probably kill essential air so it's a little quieter out here. I shall return, and we'll see what kind of gold went through that kitchen strainer. We know there was some, we seen it down on the creek. There's a bunch of other stuff come out of that hole. Let's hope there's some decent gold other than that flake, which that's really nice. Like I said, that's my nicest piece of the year. But we'll be back. Alright, I guess we're ready to do some panning. And we have a snuffer bottle with no gold in it this time. So, yeah. I guess I've got those fancy shovel scooper things, several of them around here somewhere, but I can't ever seem to find one when I want one. And so I ran in the house and grabbed Nestle's quick hot chocolate spoon out of the silverware drawer. We'll go with that. Alright, and now got a different pan going. Oh well. We're going to, and most of this is pretty much my opinion as far as channel. Why I'm not trying to be channel bashing. Anybody can do and say on their channel what they want, but to put yourself off as something and then not really show that is another. And I guess I'm going to defend my honor a little bit, but the groovy gold prospector posted a video. It popped up on my feed. Oh, cool! Another review on Vader. There's probably there's lots of them. I would guess, I don't know, hundreds, but there's a lot. We'll get to that more here in a minute. But this guy did a review and talked a bunch of smack, and the thing is he put me off as an eBay seller that's out there. Big red flag, big red flags was his exact words. Trying to rip people off is basically what I put it out. And then selling what clay, because he said there's probably cow shit mixed in with the bag of clay, and we'll get. Anyway, But, and a lot of what he said was very, very, very true. It did take a long time for him to get his pay dirt, and he did not get what he ordered by choice. Y'all that know me have followed me for a while, friends of mine, family members here in the community. My mom about died middle part of March, I guess, but it's just, Megan and I have been together for 7, 8 years, something like that. You know, been friends before that. But since the first year, we've had the worst, 6 months that we've dealt with. The sickness, financially, it's just been a shit show. Okay, but Mom got sick. I had pneumonia. I got COVID. Megan got COVID. So, well, she missed on all kinds of work, and we had used all her vacation time on our delayed honeymoon that we took in like February. So, everything she was missing was not getting paid. I wasn't able to get out and do anything. And Mom got sick. Spent a week down there, hour and a half away at the hospital with her. I'm an only child. My oldest daughter was down close, great. The other kids, Megan, everybody. But the beginning of that, Megan ended up with flu A, sick as shit, home. But I spend a week, 7, 8 days down there with Mom at the hospital, sleeping in the car, sleeping on the floor, waiting rooms, sleeping, recliners, her room, what have you. But, yeah, it was rough. And Megan had just got back to work from COVID, like a week, and had been off for a couple weeks for that, and before that had been back to work a week because she had been off a week or two because they made her stay home just because I had COVID. So we was in a rough patch anyway. But staying down there at the hospital, I can get by pretty damn cheap, but still, I was going literally buying Mom stuff, at the dollar store and this and that, every day down at the cafeteria, stuff she was asking for. I would not have made it the last couple days down there at the hospital eating and stuff, and had the gas to get home with Mom if it had not been for Ron F. and Richard, the Rain Man, A3 Skywarrior. Both of them loaned me some money while I was down there. But anyway, the clay pay deal, I get home, dealing with Mom. For the first month, I was going on 4 or 5 hours sleep every 24 hours, getting up with her every couple hours and stuff, taking care of her during the day, Megan working, but what have you. But I had been doing the eBay deal all along. Throughout the winter, I'd been going down there, boots, rubber gloves, getting this clay and stuff, selling the hell out of it on eBay. But it was flooded. It rained. It rained for weeks and weeks and weeks here in Indiana. I see gold. And I sell material to other people. More than eBay. You all know that. You all buy the stuff. But it got to where I was low on material, and 15 pounds of material, 14 is a lot to ship out. I went through it. I had buckets and buckets and buckets of that stuff, and was not able to get more material. So, all my eBay ads, there's a handling time, 5 business days, which almost in any case, unless it's ordered on a Monday, gives you 7 days. Right there, 5 business days, okay, to deal with it. So that's a pretty good buffer. But people order stuff. As soon as they order stuff, I would let them know, or within time of that 7 days, what was going on. this guy, you know, people ask you 2 days after, you know, when you have 5 days handling time, because there are days, you know, when you're going to ship stuff, when you're going to ship stuff, okay? But, like I said, I could not get there. I had regular people. One of the guys that commented on this guy's post said that he had bought off of me 6 times and was complaining on here. I will leave the link to it, to Groovy Gold Prospector's video, and it's on my community page. But they had bought off of me 6 times. I mean, we're talking $25 or $40 a whack. And complaining that I had never sent him a channel sticker. Okay? I don't send channel stickers to eBay customers. They're eBay customers. They're not us. You know, they're not members of this community that I know. You know, I mean, there's a big difference. And, but yeah. And did I give him the same story about the floods? Yeah. Yep. Because that's what was going on. The regular customers knew what was going on with mom. And, you know, we're cool with it. Everybody got lined out. Everybody. I was, like I said, selling the hell out of that stuff. People that had to wait a few weeks got what they asked for, plus pay dirt bags with added gold on the side, you know. And these things sold for $40. He said, you know, on his video he paid $48 or whatever. That was not my deal. I charged $40 free shipping for one of those boxes of clay that he had ordered. And I mean, I told Richard, I figured it out. Shipping's $22, $23, something like that. I don't remember what shipping is now for those big old boxes. But, and then eBay fees, I made like $7 or $8 a box is what I made off of those. Each one of those at $40. But then eBay throws on taxes, their fees, what have you. Okay, so he pays $48. And, which I have no control over that. That's why I hate selling on eBay. You're always going to get a crappy ROI because of that. And, but that's neither here nor there. He still almost got a 70% ROI off the stuff he complained about. But needless to say, I mean, he like bugged me, and you know, I told him, you know, what I could do. He wanted his money back. We were switching accounts. eBay had shit screwed up on that deal because they had billed my old account. So I was in the hole there at the bank there, and in the hole with eBay. And since how you can't, look, there's gold showing up, deal with a real person on eBay, it was just, it turned into a big thing. So the deal was, I was not going to Cash App or Venmo or Zelle or any damn thing else this guy money, because all he would had to have done, and I've dealt with people that's got their stuff, got tracking, said they haven't got it, eBay's giving their money back. I'm serious. But oh yeah, but I was not going to refund his money unless it was through eBay, because I could, you know, took it twice on that deal. Okay, and so waiting for eBay, you know, to figure it out. I still can't get stuff, but I had some clay packed in the bottom of, you know, of one of the buckets still, and I told him I would send him what I had and then make up for it. So, you know, I sent him, he paid $40 initially, and it was like 0.4 grams or whatever of gold he got, you know, a little under a half gram of gold. He got 2 days worth of working the pay dirt, garnets, you know, the whole 9 yards. And at the end of his video, you know, he talks about how he'd love to have more of that, you know, like hell. we found some gold, folks. That's just the first little spoonful, and here I'm just rambling. But anyway, it's just what he put off, you know, saying I was basically out ripping people off. And at the beginning of this video, he says that I don't know who this guy is. And he reads off the description. He complains about not being able to pan the clay. What's he supposed to do about it? And then when he's panning the added gold, it just had garnet sands, you know, and the heavies, because it was just cons, you know, and he was saying how it wouldn't slide out of the pan. This guy's a pay dirt reviewer, okay? If you're putting yourself off as a pay dirt reviewer, you shouldn't be surprised by golden clay. You shouldn't struggle, which I struggle panning. But, you know, I mean, and that goes to a whole other point. Let's get this stuff sucked up. Alright, we're back. You know, if he's doing pay dirt reviews, you should do some research. I mean, I think. I mean, this guy and anybody, like I said, and this is, I'm not trying to channel bash here. People can watch whatever they find entertaining. You know, but, so I'm not going to get into a whole lot of that. But this guy has been around less than a year. I think he has like 1,400 subscribers. And flashy editing, all that good stuff. You can get as far on YouTube as fast as you want, just willing on how much you want to pay. Simple as that. I mean, his first video had 90-some views, and then after that, he's got, you know, thousands, tens of thousands, 100,000 views. And I'm not saying that's what happened, you know, but you can buy all the views you want, the likes you want, the comments you want, the subscribers you want at a really, really discounted price. But either way, if not, all you have to do is pay to advertise your channel. You pay, you know, and they'll put it out everywhere, on everybody's feed. You know, Google, when you Google whatever, you know, it'll be one of the first things to pop up. So, I mean, I know one of the most respected, you know, pay dirt vendors, you know, we got channels, lots of stuff going on, spends upwards of $20,000 a month in promotion and advertising. And when you're wanting to get to that level on YouTube, you can't wait around for years. Like I'm, you know, 4 or 5 years in, and, you know, we're working on getting to 1,800 subscribers, you know, all natural. But, and I love you all, but I'm just saying, numbers don't mean a whole lot in the YouTube game, and a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about there. Okay, but if you're going to put yourself off as a pay dirt reviewer, you should do research. You should be fairly decent. You know, I did pay dirt reviews, but I never coined myself as a pay dirt reviewer. I didn't even weigh out most of my pay dirt reviews, and still don't, because I suck at panning. You know, I can't give somebody an honest review if I've lost, you know, 1/10 of a gram of gold or whatever in the freaking pan, just because I'm not great at panning a lot of times, or I'm impatient a lot of times. So, so that goes along with not knowing him saying, I don't know who this guy is. So I want to thank everybody that jumped in here, and we'll get to that in a second on this. But he said, I don't know who this guy is. Dylan Miller, I'm sure everybody on here agrees, is the king of pay dirt reviews. I mean, I'm lucky enough to call him a friend. I'm not just name dropping. Dylan and his kids have hung out in my cabin at the house. They spent the day over the hill. Very few people have been prospecting here on my property. I mean, it goes farther than that. But anyway, he does research before he does a review. He's one of the best people panning I have seen. But he does his research. He don't do a review. And big difference is Dylan is out there to help the community. Dylan is doing pay dirt reviews to help us, to keep us away from people, that will scam you and find good pay dirt, for you to buy. I mean, Dylan commented on Julie's post. I love you, Julie, Banshee Mining. Julie, A3 Sky Warrior, I know PA Patriot. I had Julie Banshee Mining. Not a number, I think, said something. JP Lawns and More. Wrenches, Heavy Meadow Detective, Mr. Minix, Brad, Rocky Mountain Prospector, Mandy, Dan Home Zoo, I think, Secret Creek, and Dylan, Miller Prospecting, have all, either on my post, Julie's post, or Richard's post, or even better, on the Groovy Prospectors post, came to my defense. So in all his fancy editing, he could have went back and he could have done some things, or put a little disclaimer at the beginning of the video before he talked so much smack, and then was happy as hell with the end result. He's one of those channels, he's not out like Dylan to help the community. He is out for attention. What PA Patriot say, he's a glam panner. Go back to his videos. Like I said, you'll see. He's, you get a following if you put enough money out there, and money puts your channel out there, and you can buy anything you want as far as YouTube goes. But like I said, that's neither here nor there. He's not informative. He's not experienced enough panning, obviously, to call himself a pay dirt reviewer. He does not do research. I took the 3 seconds to Google, or I went on my YouTube channel, or on YouTube, period, and I entered reviews of Indiana Creek pay dirt, okay? And I took some I got tired of taking screenshots, okay? I don't know who this guy is. It would have took seconds if he was actually trying to be informative about a pay dirt, to do a little research and see what I see. So let's check it out real quick. I got some screenshots, and then we'll be back. All right, so we got the gist of that. I could have kept going, and there's tons I'm sure that didn't show up. Needless to say, I mean, I've seen like 60. I mean, there's literally probably hundreds of videos of smaller channels and stuff that just ain't gonna pop up. But the dude could have did a little research and seen who I was. You know, yep, shipping was late. Yep, it was explained to him. Other options were offered. Patience with a refund. Told the robots tried to fix my crap, or you know, what I sent him, or waiting for the actual material, like a half a dozen other people did during that time, and got rewarded greatly for it. But to put off a video like he did, and basically, you know, saying I'm trying to rip people off selling pay dirt, that's bullshit, you know. And I mean, like I said, I don't want to bash his channel. The people, I would say, I mean, some people like that form of entertainment, and that's what it is. You have a lot of your other big, you know, prospecting channels out there that a lot of people watch, you know, that have their own, you know, big giant claims everywhere, and can throw a gold pan anywhere they want and come up with a half ounce of gold panning, you know, in a half a day, you know, type deal. You know, the ones that have production crews and film crews following them around, and they're big giant prospecting channels, you know, and sell, you know, 60-65% ROI pay dirts, you know, to their adoring fans. And that's what this guy wants to be. He wants to be, you know, a Dan Hurd, Flesh, Bogus, you know, and I ain't going to, you know, compare him to Dylan Wannabe. You know, he's seen a niche, and he tries to fill it with fancy editing and talking shit, where, like I said, he is not helping our community. But most of the people that watch him and watch Clash are not members of our community anyway. So, yeah, I just wanted to set stuff straight on that. Feel free to go to that link that's in my description, or go to my community page and find his video, and you can feel free to tell him what you think. You know, if you're going to talk shit about me, like I said, you need to do a little research and not be super happy and want more of the product at the end of the video after you talk smack. And you know, movie clips and fancy editing does not make you what you want to be. Not in my eyes, and I know in a lot of people in really our family, our community, probably feel the same. But enough on that subject. We're finding freaking gold. I mean, that's 2 spoonfuls of cons, and we got all of that, folks. So this is going to take a while. I really need to get some kind of recirculating sluice out here, or something to run cons with other than the blue bowl. I mean, that takes so much time classifying, because I do minus 30, minus 60, you know, and then you got your plus minuses, and it takes forever in that blue bowl. You got to watch it. I mean, not that it don't work great if you take your time and do a little practice, but it's just slow. I got to get something figured out. Just that with Mom being here, I mean, it's been $150, $200 a week for the last 3.5 months extra on top of everything. And it's just, God, it just ain't really in our budget. And we were not set up for her at all when she got here. Finally got guns at a pawn shop, you know. Had to do that. You know, you take a $1,200 gun to the pawn shop and they give you $300 for it, you know, just so you can get the stuff that Mom needed in that first week she was here. You know, I'm not gonna let them take that one. It cost $500 to get that thing back out. God. kicked our ass with that, but you know, it helped out when we needed it. Got a hog. Bought a hog, paid twice as much as what it was supposed to for processing or what it should have anywhere else. Crappy cuts. It's just been one of those years so far. It's got to get better. But enough whining, complaining, trying to defend my honor a little bit. We're finding freaking gold everywhere. I gotta go get mom lunch, and we'll shut up about other stuff and go through the rest of this. Damn, we're finding gold. Good dredge run in the bedrock track over the hill. Alright, I'm just going to work this stuff down and keep sucking it up. We find anything of, you know, really, really big, really, really nice, or a really, really good scoopful or whatever, we'll throw it in there. But since I rambled so damn long, we'll try to get this moved along some. And I'm just really, I want to see what gold's in here, people. And panning it takes a while. And I want to blast through this and see what the hell's there. So let me do some panning. And I'm going to have to fix mom lunch. And yeah, we shall get a look at all this gold, hopefully. There's a big pile. Alright, drum roll time. The big snuffer dump. There wasn't a ton of gold in there. Of course, we ran 2 or 3 hours, you know, but that's, you know, a lot of setup time, tear down time. But we cleaned a nice little section of that crack up. By far not, I wouldn't call it half, maybe a quarter of that. So, but we found some gold. There's still a piece of gold stuck in the pan. And I gotta keep reminding myself that this is in my backyard. So, you know, even finding a little bit of the time, I'm very, very, very thankful for. Alright, hold on, let me do the tap here. Okay, there we are. We had to grab our flake that we found. Bunch of that fine gold in there. Stuck up on the side of the pan there, tapped it. There we go. I think HD called that cornflake piece, and it is sort of cornflake-ish looking. But yeah, not bad for a couple hour run over the hill. Definitely thanks to Vendetta and myself, I forget who the other person was that pointed that crack out. Instead of just wandering upon it eventually, hopefully. But yeah, Indiana gold in the pan. Not too awful bad. One flake and a few other little chunky pieces in there, and some fines. Not near as much fine gold as what I thought there might be, but I got a bunch of it out of that sandbar material. Chunky piece there. Good. Not bad. I appreciate you all hanging out, listening to me vent, watching the cleanup. Got a little gold in the pan. So remember what you're supposed to do there, and get you one of them stickers and that quarter, and I will try to round up one of my stickers. That's another thing is on the to-do list. So yeah, y'all take care. I appreciate you watching, and we'll get down over the hill as soon as we can. See if we find any more of them big old flakes. We got, the thing is, we can flip, bust. I want help for that though. Richard or Ron or somebody out there so we can bust up some of that bedrock and see what we find that way. But you all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and make sure and go over and jump on to Dylan Miller's show right after this. I think, hopefully I'm going to get it up before Dylan's. If not, that didn't make any sense, I apologize, but that's the plan. Go watch the man in action. Y'all take care.